You are listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory returns to its regular schedule. The Observatory, Sunday the 1st of February, 2026. It is 42 days after the winter solstice. It is 47 days before the spring equinox. By the Celtic calendar, today marks the celebration of Imbolc. It marks the approximate halfway point between solstice and equinox, and is regarded as the beginning of spring in the British Isles. Ewes begin producing milk at this time of year, and those who celebrate light bonfires. Here, of course, winter still has us firmly in its grip, and there are no sheep in the neighborhood. But we wish the best to all who mark the holiday. By the Hebrew calendar, the festival of Tu B'Shvat begins at sundown. It is the new year for trees and marks the beginning of the agricultural year. February is also Black History Month in the United States and Canada. The sun rises today at 7:06 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 12:09 p.m. The sun sets today at 5:13 p.m., civil twilight ends at 5:42 p.m., and nautical twilight ends at 6:15 p.m. The length of daytime today is 2 minutes, 11 seconds longer than yesterday. The full moon arrives today at 5:09 p.m. According to the Old Farmer's Almanac, this is the full snow moon. The moon sets today at 7:07 a.m., and then it rises again at 5:03 p.m. The third quarter will arrive on Monday, the 9th of February. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the wee hours, low tide, 3:06 a.m., -9 centimeters. In the morning, high tide, 9:43 a.m., 1 meter 58. In the afternoon, low tide, 3:57 p.m., -21 centimeters. At night, high tide, 10:21 p.m., 1 meter 37. In our shared realm of plants and animals, in this spate of frigid weather, the East River is full of ice floes, and in the calm of Hallett's Cove, large slabs of ice float on the water and are piled up on the beaches to the north and south. At the ebb tide, the ice follows the eddying current. The eddy closest to the shore slowly turns clockwise, while another eddy further out toward the main channel of the river revolves counterclockwise, and its outer edge sends blocks of ice into the channel of the river, heading down toward the harbor. The seagulls have opted out of floating in the freezing water. Instead, they stand there out on the floating ice, slowly revolving with the current. Commemorations. On this day in 1709, a British sailor named Alexander Selkirk was rescued from a desert island after having been marooned alone for more than 4 years. Selkirk had been serving on the ship Cinque Ports. While on his voyage, he decided the ship was not seaworthy, and he requested the captain leave him on an uninhabited island in the Juan Fernandez archipelago, 670 kilometers off the coast of Chile. His choice was wise. The ship later sank. Alone on the island, he survived on a diet of feral goat, wild turnips, the leaves of indigenous cabbage trees, and dried peppercorns. Because his father had been a tanner, he was able to make clothes of goat hides. Once he was rescued, he became a wealthy man. But he missed his solitary life, and he once said, "I am now worth 800 pounds, but shall never be as happy as when I was not worth a farthing." His story would inspire Daniel Defoe's book, Robinson Crusoe. On this day in 1942, the Voice of America began broadcasting. Designed to counter Nazi propaganda, its first broadcasts were in German, under the name Stimmen aus Amerika. Voice of America would go on to become a worldwide service, broadcasting news in more than 46 languages and sharing American values and standards of journalism to more than 354 million people. It was effectively silenced last year as part of the general dismantling of our institutions. A sad anniversary. On this day in 2003, the Space Shuttle Columbia disintegrated as it was re-entering the Earth's atmosphere. All 7 astronauts aboard perished. Today we remember Langston Hughes, born this day in 1901 in Joplin, Missouri. One of the great figures of the Harlem Renaissance, he was a poet, social activist, novelist, playwright, and columnist. His ashes are interred in the foyer of the Schomburg Center for Research in Black Culture in Harlem. Etched into the floor is a line from his poem, A Negro Speaks of Rivers. It reads, "My soul has grown deep like the rivers." Langston Hughes knew how cruel our society could be, especially to its black citizens. Yet he wrote, "Hold fast to your dreams, for without them life is a broken-winged bird that cannot fly." At the beginning of Black History Month, remember Langston Hughes today. And that is the Observatory, Sunday the 1st of February, 2026.